Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ray with Balance by Ray. Hey, listen, I put together a video for you that tells my story of how I got started on this fitness journey, and it took me a lot to put that video together. Unfortunately, it's a little dark. You can't see my face, but it's to see my face is important. To listen to my words and what I have to say, and me sharing that experience with you is more important. So even though it's dark, stay tuned, listen through the whole thing, and let me know what you think. Hopefully you're inspired why I do that. So I'm cooking right now, getting me some of those, getting me some sausages, and I think those are all good. But listen guys, so here's the thing. So I would say probably back in anywhere from between like 2000 and maybe 2003, I was really into fitness, was a personal trainer at one point, worked at a fitness center, a Ford Fitness Center at one point, doing memberships and that type of thing, did management there as well. So I had my time, and also at that time, I did a bodybuilding competition. My first and only bodybuilding competition. Came in at about 184 pounds, the lowest weight I ever been. Really good shape. The night of that competition, at the end, I ate till I couldn't eat anymore. And honestly, that's the last time I remember really having sort of a physique to go with the lifestyle. So life goes on. That must have been maybe '02 or something like that. Down in Richmond, Virginia. And then what happened from there is life. So life was going. I went through careers and actually worked my way up to a management position at a big retail bank. So I was doing that for some time, and I remember still working out. I was still trying to hit the gym, trying to get the spark going again on what I could remember about healthy living. I would from time to time grab a health and fitness magazine and look into that. I would go into the gym and just do what I could remember. I would try these diets to try to get back motivated again. Try these diets and I even tried the Wii. Has anybody tried the Wii? So I tried the Wii at one point. Was doing hula hoop on there for exercise. Me and my girlfriend at the time. But I went through this sort of life-changing experience for me, where I was in corporate America, doing really well, and that just wasn't enough for me, and I needed more. My life wasn't fulfilled. So during that time, with life doing great in a working aspect, so to speak, I started to drink real heavy. I started to eat a ton of snacks and sweets. I started to smoke weed again at that time. So I went through this phase of just trying to find these things that would work for me. Also during that time, I took a love and passion for what I was always good at, is training with dogs. So I started kind of working on that aspect, and one of the things I always did with my dog was walk a lot. So we would do a lot of walking, and even that still wasn't getting me any type of physical exercise. It was helping me kind of get through sometimes with that mental aspect of things and kind of relieve a little bit, but I was still really heavy. So at this time, I guess I got married already at that time. Got married, was in our relationship, and I was saying about the heavy use of food and drugs and all that stuff. my wife was really disappointed in me, because she's like, this isn't the guy that I married. She was really disappointed. That kind of hurt me a lot, but it still wasn't enough to get me into a better position for my health and fitness. I went to the doc one day and I was having some trouble, and they asked me if my father, ever went, had the colon checked, and I'm like, no, never had that. And at this time, I'm 31 years old, maybe. I'm like, no. I said, my father just doesn't believe in getting that stuff done, so they wanted to go get the colon checked. So I went in for the colonoscopy, and that was a scary time for me, because the doc came back and was like, listen, we found some polyps. And I'm like, oh, geez, found some polyps, huh? God. From that time, I'm like, oh, geez, I have cancer, So they're coming back, and I had everything worked out. There was nothing there. But I remember the doctor saying to me, and I was still kind of out of it, I think, a little bit. I remember the doctor saying, hey, you need to lose some weight. And I remember it being almost, because here's a person who's looking at me on a table. She gets to see my body flipped over. It was a woman, luckily. My butt is out. And she, I remember her saying to me, like, I really want you to lose weight. Almost in like disgust. And I'm like, gosh, she must have been looking at me like, oh, ready to throw up the whole time. But also, if she's seen that, she's seen not only my outside, but also my inside appearance. She was like, dude, you need to do something like that. She kind of said it like that, had this very attractive accent on her as well. She's like, I want you to come back and see me every 2 to 4 years or something like that. Right away that day I went out, I bought like different stuff to put in smoothies to help with your colon treatment and all types of stuff I did, but I still wasn't able to latch hold of me doing this consistently on a daily basis. And at that time, I was probably about 40 pounds overweight, and I ended up getting to a max of about 70 pounds overweight. When I say overweight, just my normal, but probably, like 90 something pounds overweight if I take you back to when I was doing my bodybuilding competition, and I was 184. Now here I am, I'm about 270. Never been 270. My highest was about 224, and I'm walking around at 270. And I remember a couple things happened. A family member was over. My sister-in-law was over, and she's like, hey, Ray, why don't you just feed yourself like you feed the dog? I say, you know what? That's funny, because that's what I used to do. I mean, I was feeding my dog like chicken and sweet potato or something like that. It was just part of the normal routine of me always keeping my dog balanced. Like, that was like very important for me. So she said that, and I said, geez, you're right. I mean, this is it. It's just, there's no real, I can make it complex and do all the extra stuff to it, but it's real simple when you're trying to eat clean and live a clean lifestyle inside and out, especially if you're eating. It's simple. You have a couple meals, you have a couple items, and that's really about it. Sometimes you can get sophisticated with it, but to stay with the consistency is usually the same thing. So, so that happened, and prior to that conversation, I did two things. I joined the gym prior, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the gym, I'm going to start working out, but I'm also going to eat clean 6 days a week. I'm going to have one cheat day. Something sparked that. I'm like, that sounds about right. That sounds like something I would do years ago when I was, a lot healthier. So I said, okay, I'm gonna start doing that. So I started doing that, and that started to feel good. And then my sister-in-law came, and she made that comment. I also seen a video of myself. I was training a dog. Boom. And I'm like, who is that waddling away in those big pants? I was up to like 46 khaki. And these pants are like huge on me, right? But they weren't huge on me. It was my body inside of them. I'm like 44.